right, time for another one. So this is wrapping up the Arrive job. So I already sent the cabinet to you guys, did that video. So this is for an illuminated blade sign, double face, trim cap faces, all that. So if you're thinking Malaysia, the one you just did, it is very much. But with Malaysia, we had the luxury of having 2 support arms. And that allowed us to kind of use 09 and a lot of Lord stuff. And I tried to work on keeping this from getting too bumpy, you know. So, but there was room to work with this one. The issue with this one is that we are using the same mounting spots as the Wexler one we made. We made a Wexler sign that was right here. But they only want to use the top mounting spot. So that kind of puts this in a little bit of a bind in that we don't have the luxury of having 2 arms. So this one had to go on a severe diet. However, it is going to be built basically the same as the Malaysia or Maletha. So you're gonna tuck in a little guy there. The only difference is I didn't put the switch in this one because we didn't quite have the room for the Canyon. So they'll just have to rely on the breaker or the dimmer or whatever. So, so I'm just going to point out the differences, but the main difference is this is all 063. So just trying to keep it as light as possible. And, but kind of the same sort of way you're going to do it with the bars and everything. With the Malaysia, you kind of did that stack system where you kind of created a layer. That's going to be kind of the same thing here. So anyway, so let's just, let's get after it. Let's go over the lay of the land here. So you have the internal framing, you have sort of a face, and you have like a backer one that has the power there, but they face into each other. Inside faces inside. You'll have a top curve piece for the top curve. You have a bottom piece, and then you have your verticals that you're going to put in there. Again, the returns are 063. Hopefully they don't get too warpy and too messed up, but there will probably be some bondoing involved in this one. And we have our mount plates. You have your little insert. Don't lose that guy. Then you have your single mount plate. And then you have, I try to go 040 on this one to try to keep it as light as possible. And we have ourselves a little cover here. Now, I did already send the files, and I didn't realize without looking at this, I saw this little, I kind of was like, I didn't see this. It didn't point it out anywhere else, but they want that cover. So I already kind of sent all the files. So right now I'm sending these files on Saturday. And we just have to get this guy caught up. I'm sending you refreshed print PDF, and I'm sending you fresh reference PDF. So I've already updated everything, and you'll be getting that with this link on this email. So forgot that guy. And then these faces. These faces obviously get the same Malaysia thing. So you want to get these you want to get these trim cap first? Yeah, right? Yeah, we'll get these trim cap, then get them to paint. So that way, blah, blah, blah. So get those going. So similar to Malaysia, you're going to take these 2 guys here. Inside goes to inside. And then you're going to bend these up. These 4 are just the verticals. That's all you need. You're going to put those in. You're not going to do anything with this yet. And then you're going to do your cut list. So you're going to do some 1x2s here. So you're going to have 2 24s. Those go in first. So you can go ahead and rivet together these verticals here. Go ahead and put rivets and then slide these through while it's open. Slide it through, just even it up and tack those in, right? That'll help kind of make this rigid. Then you're going to do your curvy guy, bend that up. The power side you want to put with the power over here. So the power side will be the side here. This is power, and it's got the little keystone guy there. You want to go ahead and put that in there. Now, unlike Malaysia, I think I sometimes I'll put this on the outside, right? I'll put the teeth on the outside so you can tack them. I'm not worried about that this time because it's 063. So this is the same width as these. So this will actually go inside, in between the sandwich, keep the sandwich going, and then you're just going to rivet around the perimeter. I did not make this corner. It's not necessary, plus pain in the booty for you cats. So this just starts here, goes around, and just rivet it all together. Bam, bam, bam. Then you're just going to put the bottom guy in there on the inside. Boom. Now you're good to go. Now I believe, yeah. So go ahead and bend these up here. We got 90s. And then you have your power side here. And then you can use your clecos to line up. I gave you clecos there. And then on this one, we're going to go ahead and just tack it down and dirty. Let's get it done because it's already going to need some bondoing and stuff because you're going to have this seam here. So I figured let's just tack it to the 063. So do a balancing act there. The more you weld it, the more warped it's going to get, but it's just going to have to take some bondoing. So I did the skins from here to here. I did the skins around to this spot right about here to give you like a nice flat landing point. And then I did the bottom skin. You're going to have those kind of things there, and they're going to come around and they're going to meet up. Now, this was too long to do in one piece, but I also probably wouldn't do that to you anyway. Just like reverse channel letters, you want to give yourself an out. So I didn't want you to have to hit this target and hit this target and then come around and, you know, be short or long or whatever up here. So, but yeah, this was too long to do in one piece. So I did it that way where you guys can kind of land. So I did a 1 inch extra there. So do the top piece first to bring it around. You'll have so that way you can do a nice fillet weld on this right here for that seam. And then go ahead and bring this around, shape it, cleco it, and then you can cut it to shape, cut it to size. And then that'll give a nice, you can tack that together and that'll give a nice stable spot for that weld. So then once all that's taken care of, you're good to go. Then you're going to go ahead and do that stack thing like we did. 10 inches on center from the back side. I would just go wall to wall and just chop yourself out a nice chunk. I got this just over 3 inches long, however long you want to make it. It's going to be right about like that. So 3 inches gets you there. The more you make, the better. You know, that way you can bring in that power. It's going to be the 120 power. It's going to be the black, the white, and the green are coming in here. So the bigger you make it, the better. Make sure it's smooth and everything. But 10 inches on center-ish gets you there. Cut your bar, 37. And then do that thing where, you know, step 2, burn it to the plate. Actually give it a good burn. And then you're going to tack in that little guy here, just a stabilizer. 3/16, whatever, you know, just as long as it doesn't burn the lip. You could even go quarter back, whatever works for you. Tack it around, and then you're just going to slide that over. Boom. Burn it really good there. Tack it to there. If you can get the gun in there, it's kind of weird angle, but if you can tack it to that, great. And then you're going to slide this through. So now these guys will already be tacked in and trapped and everything. So this is the last thing you do. Now I have this on step 5, unlike Malaysia. Because this Kerfy guy is so thin, there was no way for me to put the cut through there. So that's why I put power there, because these cleco holes are actually different spacing than this side. So what you're going to do though is the skin will be on there, and you can use this as your template. So that'll already be cut out, but it'll be up against here, and you'll be like, oh, AJ forgot that. I didn't. I tried. I was going to put it there, but you can see how much, like, there's nothing there. You wouldn't be able to, like, bend this. So you're just going to carve that out, and then that'll allow you to then slide that through. Now, it doesn't have to be pretty, because you have yourself a 2x3 here, and then you got a 1x2. So that'll cover that up okay. And then what I would do is slide that in, and I was debating whether, of course, you're just going to tack it to the inside here, but I don't know if you need to burn it to the skin as well. I think it'll be okay, plenty fine if you just slide it through and then get your gun in there and tack it to this guy. I think it'll be enough. But if you think you need to burn it, I'll leave the, you know, I have it right there. But if you think you need to put a burn on that just to give it some strength, then I'll leave that up to you guys if you want to do that. But then that takes care of that, and we're all good. So, and then you're just going to slide a keystone in there. And then these guys here, I have the lines for you guys if you want to lay it out. These are universal. You're only going to need one. You know, this will be basically where that guy is, but on the back side, it'll be ventilation and ventilation. A little pro tip: I would put the keystone in because you have your ground points here, your bonding and grounding. So I would put the 120 up here, and then I would put the 12 volt or the 24 volt down here. That way the 24 volt can poke right through, and then you'll have your ventilations. So these guys are universal, and that's it. So again, Malaysia, but it has to be on a diet, trying to keep it as light as possible, and hopefully everything works out okay. So otherwise, but I think that's it. So as usual, if you have any questions, hit me up. Check the